Hi everybody, welcome back. My name's Claire. I'm going to do another Flip Cup Chameleon cell pour. Love doing them. So I've got some really beautiful colours. I'm going to do several little flip cups on a canvas. Then I'm going to dot some oil in specific places on the canvas to create a pattern. I might do a spiral. I might just have a look at the flow of the paint and go with the flow of the paint. Not sure yet, but really fab colours. So I'm hoping just to make a really pretty but striking striking design. So let me show you the colours I'm using. This is such a pretty colour palette. Absolutely love it. All Amsterdam paints. So I've got permanent blue violet, I've got ultramarine violet, permanent red violet, bronze, Venetian rose and light rose. They're all mixed with PVA glue and water, pouring medium. I'll put the recipe in the description. But you can see reasonably fluid. It just pours nicely, so it just pours off that stick really well. You've got a mound, leaves a trace for a few seconds. The bronze is the only one I had to add extra water to. Iridescents are always so much thicker. Yeah, so really excited to see what I can do with these colours. I've got 6 tiny little paper cups. So I'm going to layer them all with these colours, but I'm going to layer them all differently. I might get a bit confused. I often get confused doing this with which one I've put which colour in. But I'm going to try it. All slightly different. So I'm just layering the colours on top of each other. Right, I think I've done it, because I started with a different colour and I finished with a different colour on top of each. So I think I had a system there and it worked. I managed to pour them correctly. So all the same colours, but just a different layer, a different arrangement of the colours. I'm using a 30cm square canvas. So I'm just going to quite randomly flip these over. Just give them a second just to drain down. They're quite full, so I don't really need to leave them very long. And then I'm just going to tip it to the side so the paint can just pour out. So you can really see that every puddle is different. There's a slightly different colour on top. Everyone is a bit different. They're often different anyway if you layer them the same, but I just think I'll get more variation this way. Right, lots of air bubbles, so I'm just going to torch those. So no silicone in here, so I'm not expecting to get cells at the moment. I might get a few. So I'm now just simply going to tilt this out. I've got a good amount of paint. I'm quite happy with the amount of paint I've used. Not too much, but plenty. So let's just get all the edges covered. Just want to show you this up close before I start using the oil, because it's beautiful. The colours are stunning. You can see the transparency there. You can see there's a pale colour over that dark purple, and over here and here, and that is, I think, what's going to help with making different cells. So the oil will bring up those bottom layers of colours to the surface. So pretty, really beautiful, warm colour palette. Really excited for this next bit now. So this is what I'm going to use next. Sorry about the messy bottle. It's made by a company called OGX. It says moisturising coconut milk anti-breakage serum. So it's effectively an oil. So when I dot this with the oil onto these water-based paints, the paints will separate and create the cells. So it's using the fact that the water and the oil don't mix together that creates these beautiful cells. You can use all sorts of oil. I've used different types in the past. I used that one just because it's easier to get hold of than some of the more traditional ones for paint pouring. So I've put a little bit in a cup. I've got a wooden skewer. So it's a nice square canvas. So I want to mix it up and I want to do a spiral. So all I'm going to do is just dip the ends of the skewer into the oil and then just literally just dot it onto the canvas. This is so cool. It's not gone quite as I expected. I think the paints are on the thick side because I was expecting these cells, especially in the middle, just to become massive, to become huge. They haven't at all. I was expecting them to touch. But actually, I think that looks quite good because you can really still see the design underneath. So you've got that design, but you've then got just the pretty cells in between. Now, interestingly, can you see that the bronze cells have expanded? So I watered down the bronze and there, but maybe I watered it down too much because they have expanded more than some of the other colours. They felt the same in the cup, but maybe the key is actually to have it slightly thicker as you pour it. Cells are really pretty. There is a big part of me that wonders about dotting silicone in between each of these spots, so it would just be a mass of cells, but then I'd lose, I think, a bit of the pattern underneath. I'm not sure what to do, whether just to leave it like this or to keep dotting. So here's the final result. I absolutely love the mix of colours. So you've got such deep, dark colours, but also such light colours. So you've got such a variation and you can see the different cups of paint. So that's why I love doing lots of little cups, because you just get that detail. Now, I think the mixture was reasonably thick because the cells haven't expanded that much. So in some places, like over here, the bronze ones have, and the bronze ones have down here, but in other places like here, I think they're trying to come through the purple there. So I think the purple was a bit thicker and they're struggling a little bit. So you've got a real variation in cells. Really like that pale line there. You've got the white and the pink and the Venetian rose. I just love this colour combination. So I think it just works. Such a sort of abstract piece. Let me know what you think, please. Any comments you've got, I'd love to hear them. I'd love to know what you think of this technique, the paints, the mixture, the recipe. Let me know. Great, thanks so much for watching.